You know stuff, and you read books, and you have unique life experiences. That's great. But what are you doing with all this knowledge and wisdom? Do you really have a practical life philosophy? Do you abide by it? Let's dig a bit into this today. I think it's a very important topic. Now, the word philosophy has Greek roots where philo means love, Sophia means wisdom. So philosophy is the love of wisdom. It's this desire to gain knowledge. And if you ask me what is philosophy really all about, I would summarize it as it's the study of human existence. Who we are, why we're here, and how best to live while we're still here. Philosophy takes us on this truth-seeking journey: who created us, what is the nature of God, what is just, what is unjust, what is right, what is wrong. But then I could also play devil's advocate, and I could say, well, philosophy sounds interesting, it may be intellectually stimulating and rewarding, but so what? What possible practical benefit does philosophy offer me in my day-to-day living? Frankly, words can be powerful, but just uttering them alone every now and then, it's an exercise in wasted breath. It's all about boosting your own ego, sounding smart in front of others. That's it. What good is it, practically? Again, this is where Aristotle, the ancient Greek philosopher, comes in. He split philosophy into theoretical and practical philosophy. He said, look, knowing something is all well and good, but knowing what it is good for and then moving from knowing to doing is very important. For instance, discussing the nature of power. Well, that's one thing. It's a very abstract theoretical concept. It is part of theoretical philosophy. But then figuring out how power may be used and how its abuse may be countered with practical checks and balances, that's a whole different story. That is about practical philosophy. And practical philosophy also works into our daily lives in many ways, some we may not even be aware of. For example, one person could say, well, I don't actively get involved with my children. I let them live their own lives. If they need me, I'm here for them, but I let them be however they want to be. Another parent could say, no, I'm the opposite. My philosophy is to be actively assisting children in developing their passions. Okay, so now you've got two polar opposites. Another example could be, someone could say, well, all humans around the world should follow a single code of living, because otherwise chaos erupts. And someone could say, well, I don't agree with that. My philosophy is live and let live. See? Then another example could be someone who says, look, we are here to serve each other. That's our purpose. That's our meaning of life. And someone can say, you've got to be kidding me. I'm here to serve me, my own interests. And then my favorite one, you meet several people who would basically say, look, life is predetermined. I can't really change much in life. So essentially, they are exhibiting what we call a fixed mindset. But then the opposite could be somebody with a growth mindset who's saying, look, I don't care what happened to me, what happens to me in the future even. I believe I can change the trajectory of my life. Nothing is guaranteed, but I still can. It's a different kind of philosophy. So now you're seeing with all these examples that these philosophies are very common. This is all around us. And they are practical, and they do impact our behaviors, our mindsets, and even our relationships with each other. So we have to be very careful about our philosophy because it has clear impact whether we know it or not. Now I want to spend some time on how to think about building a philosophy or refining your philosophy. The Roman Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, and I quote, "My advice is really this. What we hear the philosophers saying and what we find in their writings should be applied in our pursuit of the happy life. We should hunt out the helpful pieces of teaching and the spirited and noble-minded sayings which are capable of immediate practical action, and not far-fetched or archaic expressions or extravagant metaphors and figures of speech, and learn them so well that words become works." End quote. Essentially what Seneca is saying is that we need to make our life's philosophy simple and practical. Now, as part of your personal development journey, I would strongly encourage you to dabble in the world of philosophy if you already haven't. See which philosophy resonates with you. Like Seneca said, hunt out the helpful pieces of teaching from other people, other thinkers, other philosophers, and then make your own collage of philosophy. But whatever you do, make sure you practically live by it. You embody it. You want to live a good life? Well, then get going. Act in such a way that one day your noble words become your achievements and works of legacy.